All right, guys, tech talk. So, as the RV technician, especially mobile, these are the only boards I use. These Dinosaur boards, they're made in the USA, they're made here, they're made well, they come with a 3-year warranty. And by just stocking these two boards on your truck, you can pretty much take care of whatever you run into. This one, it does the furnaces, works with a bunch of different furnaces, different makes and model, and then your UIB 64. This works on refrigerators, water heaters, all kinds of stuff, guys. So, working on, and I use one, I buy one, or I buy two, I buy a couple of them, and when I get down to one, I order another one. That's how I do it. They're not cheap. The furnace one is like $120-ish. And this one, I don't remember, but you can check it out. But, yeah, these you can use in water heaters, refrigerators, and they work with a lot of different makes and models. I gotta fix my knife because it's getting sticky from that roof job. Yeah, and these boards are made very well, guys. Just open it up. Comes with the case. And see, this is what's so nice about this thing. So see, it comes configured for water heaters for both 4 and 6 pin edge connectors, but you can reconfigure it for old furnace, refrigerators, water heaters, single 6 pin. See, it's just kind of hard to beat it, guys. And it's a very well made board, and that's what we're going to be using today. And then I keep a fan 50 plus pins because some of those old Hydro Flames, some of the ones with that relay crap on it, you can change that over to a regular fan controlled by board using that fan 50 plus pins. So these are the only two boards I stock, man. That's it. If I can't get it with that, I order directly from the manufacturer. Let's go take a look at what we got. This is a camper we're working on. It's like a 2006, I think. And we'll get back there to the water heater, take a look at it. All right, so here's a furnace. It's probably original to the unit. This is a 2006, and this water heater is an old Atwood 2007, but the board's been changed. Those are not the screws that come with that. You see how close the edge connector is to the T and P valve, so that's not going to be original, which is fine. I have this disconnected because I had the customer before she left because all the tanks are empty. There's no gas. But I keep my own tanks on the truck, so that's fine. I just want to show you what it's doing. Just listen. I'm going to connect basically I'm connecting power. Those two thumps are the valves opening and closing. The board is seeing that it's a call for heat and it's trying to heat the water, but it's never sending the ignition. So that's just bad board. You can't do anything about that but replace the board. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect it because I know my valve is closed. Doesn't matter. There's no gas connected to this camper right now. And I'm going to take this old board off and let's get our Dinosaur board in action. Oh, just clicked off. All right, stand by, guys. So yeah, this is the old Atwood board. has that bullet style connector on it. Looks like they just took a regular spade and opened it up, which is fine. I'm gonna close it back up so it can fit a modern day board. And yeah, this is pretty much the original stuff. So it's lasted for a really long time, almost 20 years. And you know, nothing lasts forever. So we'll connect this new dinosaur board and see what we get. See if we get some ignition. Just give me a moment to fix this connector so that it can mate up to the modern day board. And we'll get this. You see these universal type styles. So this is like the 6-pin. And this is gonna be like the edge style. You see that? So if you didn't have a dinosaur board, you wouldn't have like both of these options. See, it's more universal. So you really want to go and start using these dinosaur boards, guys, because they're gonna help you out a lot. Okay, so for an old style board like this that only has the 6-pin, it doesn't have the other 4-pin, you have to change the mode, which comes set default with the little red jumper on 1 and 2. Move it over to 2 and 3. Observe. All right. So there you have it. Nice dinosaur board installed. It's nice because it has the indication lights. It's green when it's powered up, so you know it has power. It kind of helps you troubleshoot the thing. If you're not a tech, it makes it really easy. And then it blinks red while it's trying to light, and after it has lit, it holds a steady red light. And as you can see, the flame, which can be adjusted there, is adjusted well. It's a nice blue, fast-moving flame with an orange tip. So that's it for this one, guys. I also replaced the thermal fuse. The other one, I was getting heavy resistance across it as far as I had a voltage drop. And that's the main power that goes in and out of that thermostat. So I had to take care of that too. So thermal fuse, board, that's it. Let's get this closed up and pack the truck up. All right, guys, this will be my second furnace for today. It's that time of the year, guys. Just wanted to highlight my super tiny setup here. Just teeny tiny 3-pound propane tank and this super small, you know, smaller in my hand, super light battery. And I'm using that special fitting I was trying to tell you guys about. It's a double flare, double female, swivel, 1/2 inch on one side and 3/8 on the other side. And over here where I have my wires, because my battery is so portable and small and tiny, I can take it anywhere. And it's lithium, so it's like fully charged at like 13.6. So this is my setup. So let me hook this up and I'll show you what this guy's doing. I suspect the fan motor, and that's what it was on the last one. So let's see what we have. I'll show you what it does. We have the gas hooked up and it's turned on. And now I have the control board connected and it's just hanging here. I'm going to connect the power and then I'll hit the button to turn it on. All right, we got everything connected. I am the thermostat. Go ahead and hit it. Man, it's running like a champ right now. The reason I took it out to do this is because I suspected that I could have a electrical issue with a heavy voltage drop when the unit's running. So I wanted to use my own power source, my own gas, everything. So I like to bench test them. What was happening when it was connected to the regular power was I was getting a the voltage would drop once it was connected to the power, and it would drop down to like 3 or 4 volts. All right, guys, so after all that, I made a mistake. On my first diagnosis, I found that we had a power issue, and it was a severe voltage drop that I was getting. I don't know if I made the video the first time, I probably didn't, but when I would hook this up to her power, which I diagnosed it while I was in the unit, as soon as the fan would come on, it was barely spinning sometimes, and on the meter, the voltage was dropping down to like 9 and everything, and I tested each component individually. You know, the board was making this high-pitched whining sound. You know, it was so many indications like, oh, this component bad, but I kept ruling out those different components. And so the only thing I could think of is, well, there must be heavy resistance across the fan motor, and that is causing a voltage drop. That was my mistake, is because I presumed and I assumed, instead of simply doing what I normally do, I never test the furnace inside the unit. I always take it out and bench test it. And because I didn't do that, I didn't catch the issue, which was a bad connection. We had a resettable breaker in place of the normal fuse because somebody had a problem with the fuse kept popping, and they put a resettable breaker in there, and the blades of that breaker were wider than the regular fuse, so they widened it out. So it was a loose connection. On top of that, it ruined that resettable breaker. It was weak, and that's why we kept getting the voltage drop. When I was getting the voltage drop going down to 9 volts, it really was no volts. It reads as 9 volts because of the way they have those lights set up on certain fuse boxes that use those LEDs. Power bleeds through. So power was bleeding through, and I thought I was dropping down to 9 volts, and the fan was doing weird stuff, and the board was doing weird stuff, but all it was a breaker. So what do? We give the customer all their money back because that was our fault. Refund money for parts, refund money for labor, refund money for a trip, and we just take this as a lesson, okay?